Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy MTG back here with another video today, and today, guys, I'll be talking about Team Diamonds and Madden 24 Ultimate Team. Before we get to the video, if you guys do enjoy it, make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment down below, turn on post notifications, and without further ado, let's start discussing it. So you guys can see Team Diamonds just got released the sets right here, and they're pretty interesting. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't know what's needed or not. I don't believe there is a training reroll, which was some people were anticipating. Might get a training reroll for certain specific players, but it does not look like that's the case. And you guys can see all the sets are live, and they look pretty specific. You guys can see, I think per each player, there's different amounts of players needed. You guys can see right here, I mean, there's just tons of players that really you just wouldn't expect needed for each of these sets, which is really interesting. And it'll probably cause a lot of cards to become super duper expensive. So I'm actually going to go through and I'm just going to add players currently that I have. But you guys can see you need at least 2 88 overall team standouts. So what will that do to the price? I'm thinking we'll probably get them around like 80, 90K if I had to guess, but who knows? But like some of these cards, like for example, an 84 Chig right here, I mean, he's probably going to be pretty expensive, maybe like 20K now compared to what he was. Yeah, he's already going up in price, you guys can see. So I mean, we're going to see those prices shoot up, but there's going to be some pretty expensive cards, especially for some teams that we'll talk about. So I'm just going to go through them and add. I believe it's different per every. So what I would do is I would go through, if you're planning on doing these, which I mean I am, but like passively probably. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and I'm actually just going to add the players I have, and then with the dupes I might sell them off right now, at least in a little bit, maybe not just a second, but I mean, there are very specific cards, like Ryan Kelly, for example. He's going to be probably a pretty expensive card. You know, he's 14K right now. He'll probably be about 20, 25K if I had to guess. Yeah, you guys can already see it's pretty scarce with him. So what I would recommend doing is actually opening packs right now is probably not the worst thing to do. Granted, do it at your own cost. You know, don't, blow all your coins. But if you want to do it, I don't think it's a terrible idea. You guys can see I'm just adding all these players. Who knows what, is going to happen. I might take these all out eventually, who knows, but I mean, there's just a lot of specific players that are needed, so what I'd recommend doing is I would just go through and I would add them to the sets. Or I would sell cards off right now, because they're probably going to be pretty expensive. A lot of low overall cards, like 80s too, I would expect to really shoot up in price. Who knows, but I could imagine they're going to get up in price just a tiny bit at least. But I'm going to go through, you guys can see I'm going to add all these players, and actually before I end up doing this all, I'm going to go and I'm going to open, I've got some random 80 to 81 packs in here from exchanges that I just did. So, I mean, these cards are going to be profitable today. I mean, for example, this Team of the Week card right here, this 81, it will probably be in a set if I had to guess. He is, I guess we can look like this. He actually is not in a set, which is pretty wild that we didn't pull one in a set. But we'll just try it again. And I'll show you guys, their prices are probably going to increase a lot compared to what you're expecting. This card probably will be in a set. It's going to be 81 Bryce Hall. Bryce Hall is... Okay, they might not be up, but I'm sure he's in some set. And you guys can see he's getting bought up. He's already 8K. So the prices are shooting up immediately, which is pretty nice. Especially if you have a ton of these cards and you just want to sell them off. Probably not a bad idea, especially look at cards like in Eagles theme teams. You got other teams, like they're going to be probably pretty expensive, I would guess. Like 80 to 81s might be going for 15, 20K, which is wild. But I'm going to open all these, and of course these cards, can't remember if there was Legends, but I know Core Elites, like Cordell Patterson guarantees in a set. You guys can see his price, about 5K right now. All these cards are increasing in price, so I would go through, and what I would do is I would maybe exchange some cards up if you have some high golds or something like that. Probably not a terrible idea to do that right now. Super interesting. I'm kind of glad they added this in because it's going to add a lot of value to my binder considering I was sitting on a lot of stuff. And I think right now if you want a mystery packet, it's probably not a bad idea. Or if you just want to open maybe some packs in the store, it's probably not a terrible idea because there's going to be a lot of expensive cards in this game. It's interesting, man. It's interesting that I feel like they really haven't done this since Madden 20 where you need just random cards, which again, I'm happy it kind of is like that. Granted, it's going to be a pain in the butt to, maybe get some of these completed, but that's how Team Diamonds is, man. If you want that 96 Todd Gurley, that 96 JJ Watt, you're going to have to put in the effort to get it. Considering you could basically get them for pretty cheap. I mean, if you just do all the sets, assuming you can get cards for decent amounts of prices and stuff like that, it's not bad, man. It's not bad, but I'll double check the store again and make sure they didn't add anything in the store, but it's interesting, man. It's interesting. What I would recommend doing right now, if you have cards and you know you're not going to complete Team Diamonds, if I was you, I'd sell off right now. It's probably the best decision. Probably not worth it to go and try to complete these sets because they're going to be expensive and they're going to be annoying to complete. Trust me. It's going to take days probably for me to be able to work it up and do this, but it's going to happen. I really want to get Todd Gurley for the team. I feel like he'd be a super awesome card. Will I keep him? I don't know. Depending on how expensive he is. Obviously, he'll be the best running back in the game for at least a month, if not longer. Probably about 3 months, to be honest. He'll be a very, very viable option. Maybe not the best running back in 3 months from now, but I would imagine until probably, I guess technically Easter could potentially be where we see, as I almost up a 90 right there. Thank God I didn't, but can imagine till around Easter is whenever Todd Gurley will still be a top running back and maybe starting to get outdated. You guys can see nothing in those packs right there. So I think honestly, what I'd recommend doing is sell off your cards right now if you're not going to complete it. If you are going to complete it, hey, do what you want. But for example, we'll just take a look at the Chig now. What's the Chig going for? There was one for 14K. I would almost guarantee he got bought up for 14K. Yeah, 30K right there. It's going to be expensive, man. I'm not completing them today. Probably not going to complete them tomorrow. Probably not going to complete them next day. I'm probably just going to open packs and slowly accumulate these cards. I feel like that's the best way to go about this. Not trying to rush it. Just trying to do it at a solid rate. I feel like it's the best thing to do in this game. Because, quite frankly, I mean, day one, Todd Gurley and J.J. Watt are going to be extremely expensive. Don't get me wrong. Like, they'll go down a little bit in price. But they're not going to go down enough to where it's not going to be profitable. Like, day one, they're going to be extremely profitable, but it's also going to be an extreme pain in the butt to do them all. So, I just want to get a quick video, kind of detail what I'm going to do, what I think you guys should do. Again, if you don't have the coins, if you don't have the resources, obviously just don't do it right now. It's just not worth it. But if you can, I think it's probably not a bad idea to start looking into doing some of these if you have the resources available to you. If you guys do enjoy the video, make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment down below, turn on post notifications, and I am NTG. Peace out.